Hey guys, welcome to the Waiters Academy. It's been a while since my last video, but it was the holiday seasons and we all know what that means. Hard work, many hours, really tired. But anyway, I wish you one more time, Happy New Year, make a lot of money, have a beautiful life, and let's do it together. Today's video is going to be about taking order. Quick and efficient. After 25 years of experience, I figured out that really simple way is the most efficient way to take order. It's the quickest way, and that's what I'm doing, and I suggest that that's what you do. I will show you my way and you will decide for yourself if that's good or not for you. Coming up. Hey guys, Ned here from Waiters Academy. Thank you guys for being so active in the Waiters community. It gives me motivation, and we keep doing it. Hopefully together we can improve our lives, and we can improve our income and just enjoy life together. Today I'm going to show you how I take orders. How do I take the guest order in the restaurant? Very simple, very easy way. You see if you like it or not. Taking the order is essential to our job. It's the base that we put so everything else runs nice and smoothly. If you take a wrong order, then everything will go down, the table will break your mood, you're gonna lose your system, and you're gonna lose your track, and you're gonna have a terrible evening. You know, in the kitchen they're gonna yell at you, the guests will yell at you, the managers will yell at you. It's not a pleasant thing. So make sure, and I always advise my young friends in the restaurant, that you write the order down. Write it nice and neat so you can read it. I write it so my commie can read it, my busboy can read it, and they don't need me to communicate what is on the list and what should be done for this table. They just read it and they know exactly what should be done. Where should be the steak mixer, where should be the knife, and where should be the spoon and everything like that. So make sure you write it down. Plus, how many times you've seen a waiter that already taken an order from a table and he runs straight to the computer trying to avoid all those guests that he goes by, and they try to say, hey, excuse me, or something like that, and he just don't pay attention because he had the order in his head. And if he stop by and talk to a guest, he will forget everything, and it's gonna be a mess. You gotta go back to the table, ask this and this and this. It's unpleasant. If you have everything written down, you don't have to be worried that somebody wants to tell you something or somebody wants to ask you something from another table. You can stop by, hey, what can I do for you guys? I want a spoon. I'll drop my spoon on the floor. Can you give me a spoon because I cannot eat my soup? Yes, of course. Just give me a second, send somebody to the table to bring the spoon, and that's it. But imagine if you go by and he says, excuse me sir, can I have a No, you cannot have it because I have the order in my head, and if I stop by and I talk to you, I'll forget something and I will mess the table up and I run to the computer. Don't do that. Plus, it's very important, guys. I do it. I suggest you do it too. I try to take the drink order separate from the food order. And what I do is usually, if I have a new table, by the time I'm taking order from another table and I have a new table, I don't go just by. I always stop at the new table. I tell them, hey guys, welcome to Tene, have a seat. Would you like to drink something? Maybe some aperitifs, some glass champagne, or maybe just a glass of water or a bottle of water. Give them suggestion. Don't try to push it too much, or take champagne or take cognac or whatever. Give them a chance. Give them a glass of champagne and give them also choice to just take a water. But it's important because if they tell you, yeah, we'll take a bottle of water right away, or we take 2 glasses of champagne and a bottle of water, now you have the drink order already taken care. Yes guys, I will bring the drinks and I'll bring the menu right away. Then you go to the computer, you punch in your food order that you already wrote down, you punch in the drink order, and then you can easily go to the table with the menu, bring the menu. If they need some explanations, you can explain and things like that. but you already have taken the drink order. By the time you're talking with the guests about food or anything like that, the drinks will be on the table, and it runs much easier, much faster than if you go on the table with this menu and you had make them wait 5 minutes and they're already nervous and things like that. So that's an important thing. Write your order down so you don't have to run directly to the computer. You can stop by your other guests if they need something, and you can take care quick of that and then go to the computer and punch the order in. So here's what I do, guys. I do exactly that. I cut 20 pieces before the shift, just white paper. I don't use the small prepared, this is with the lines and everything like that, because you don't need nothing on the paper. You need only your order, nice and neat, written down, and you don't have to be worry about space or anything like that. You need bigger blot. This is a normal thing that exactly what I do. I write this, I cut this place 20 pieces, and then I just prepare myself at the beginning of the shift. I write this, and that's all. Now I have 20 pieces of white paper with this written on it before the shift. Then when the table arrives and I see that there are 4 guys, 2 guys, 2 girls, 4 guests, it's table 23. On my way to the table, I just take the first piece of paper, I write down table 23, and I write the seat numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now, of course, you have to know on every one of your tables at your station which is seat number 1, seat number 2, seat number 3, and seat number 4. Not just you, your backup waiter, your commie, your busboy, everybody else in the restaurant should know that, and the system should be established so there is no confusion. Of course, when you go to the table, it's always the etiquette that you start with the ladies. And if the ladies are staying at position 2 and 3, it's not a problem because you already have written everything down, and you start with the ladies, and if the first lady is at position 2, you just write her order on position 2. For example, she wants a small salad. Very simple, that's good. The second lady wants just a normal soup, potato soup. Then you go with the gentleman. One of the gentlemen want also small salad, but without dressing. Now guys, very important. Every order that the guests want to modify by their own taste, and it's not the same like it stays in the menu, every single order you circle it. This circle, when you go to the computer, will show you that you have to pay attention to this order because it's something changed. It's not the way it stays in the computer, and you have to modify it. Every order, it doesn't matter if it's a steak and it's a medium, you circle it. If it's a salad without dressing or a different dressing, you circle it. And everything, every single order that's a change, it's not the way it stays in the menu, you circle it, and that will give you a warning to pay attention to this when you punch it in, and you don't forget the modifier. Because if you bring the salad with the dressing, when the guests order salad without dressing, it's really embarrassing. You're gonna piss them off, and it's gonna be embarrassing for you. So make sure that you circle every modified item on the order. The second gentleman order just what is it? Tagliatelle with shrimp. Now, 99% of the guests order salad, main course, and eventually dessert. I always try to tell them to leave the dessert after we are finished with the main course, and then we order dessert, because 50% of those people that order dessert at the beginning want to cancel it at the end of the main course because they have eaten so much that they cannot eat dessert. But you already punch in the computer and the kitchen knows, maybe they already start preparing the dessert and things like that. You don't want these troubles. If they insist that you put the dessert order down, of course you cannot change it, you put it down. But if not, leave the dessert order for the late time. When they finish with the main course, ask them, now guys, let's order some dessert, what would you like to have? The second thing, like I said, most of the people, 99% have just appetizer and main course and then dessert. Sometimes though they have entry course and that goes between. If somebody order entry course, I do another line here. And for example, this gentleman with the salad with onion dressing wants the entry course and he wants this tagliatelle as his entry course. Now, everybody else doesn't have entry course, so you do check. You ask them, you guys are gonna wait, you know, you're not gonna have entry course? No, I'm not gonna have. Put check. Don't put line, because by the time you finish with the order, this gentleman might have changed their mind, his mind, and he also wants an entry course, and for example, he wants a small salad for the entry course. If you have already put a freaking line here, now you have to write a salad, and it's a mess. When it's just a check, you can just squeeze it and put a salad. And that's it. So, it's better to be a check, but if you want a line, of course, you can do a line and then write on top of the line or something like that. Anyway, you have asked them, they don't want entry course, just this guy is gonna have entry course, everybody else gonna wait, and then they're gonna have the main course. You have a filet mignon, you ask him always for the temperature, medium or medium rare or something like that. The lady's gonna have the sole. This lady will have some pasta, whatever. And this gentleman will have also steak, but New York steak medium rare. Now, New York steak medium rare and filet mignon medium is circled because it's modified. You have to remember, you don't forget to punch in the temperature and then have problem with the kitchen. Now, when you're done with this, you don't turn your back to the table and go and punch the order in. You take 10 seconds and tell those people, okay, I would like to repeat everything for you so everything's clear, and you tell them, the gentleman takes the salad without dressing, the lady takes just a small salad, the lady takes just potato soup, and then tagliatelle with shrimp for the gentleman, and that's your appetizers. Then the gentleman here will have the tagliatelle with shrimp as an entry course, everybody else just gonna take a break. And then you're gonna have the filet, the sole, the pasta, and New York steak. The filet is medium and the New York steak is medium rare. Is that correct? Yes, that's correct. Thank you very much. And that's it. Then you turn it back and you go to the computer. And don't forget, like I said, if somebody of other guests has been waiting for you to finish with this table and want to ask you something or want to order something or need something, don't ignore them, guys. Stop by, it takes 2 seconds to understand what's the problem. If it takes too long, tell them that you will be right back, or you send somebody to the table to take care of the business, and then you go to the computer and punch it in. Because those guys been waiting for you, let's say 3-4 minutes to take this order, and now you turn your back and you walk by and they ask you something but you ignore them, and they have to wait another 3-4-5 minutes. You're gonna have a piece of guest and he's not gonna give you a tip. And we work for tip. We work to make those guests really happy and tip us really good so we can have more money and we can have beautiful life. Alright? So this is your basic stuff, how we take orders, and that's it. Nothing else. You don't need nothing fancy, you don't need nothing special. This is all you need. Now guys, I need to clear a couple of things with you about taking the order. We need to be quick. So like I said, the etiquette insists that we start with the ladies first. But for example, a lot of times the ladies are not really quick, they have not decided and things like that. If you go with a lady and say, hey guys, let's start with the ladies, what would you like? And then they say, oh, I haven't decided yet or something like that. Okay, no problem, we'll give the lady a couple more minutes. Let's start with the other lady, and then let's start with the gentleman if the other lady is also not ready. By the time the gentleman decided, hopefully the ladies will be ready too, and you take the order. But you start with the ladies. If they're not ready, just tell them we give the lady another minute to decide what she wants, and then let's start with the other lady, or let's start with the gentleman. That's one point. Second point, when you already have taken the order and there is a modifier, for example, somebody wants chicken piccata, but he doesn't want the sauce, piccata sauce. He wants something else, some different kind of sauce. Or he wants, instead of the pasta, he wants some grilled vegetables and things like that. And you are not sure that the chef will prepare that for you, or the chef have grilled vegetables in the kitchen. I don't know. Anyway, if you're not sure that some of the modifiers the kitchen can and will prepare, it's 100% better if you run to the kitchen, talk to the chef for a second, and if he says yes, then go back to the computer and punch it in. Don't punch it in and just forget about it, and then you get yelled, hey, come here, what is this? Don't you know that we don't have this and this and this and things like that? You don't need these problems. Take 20 seconds, run to the kitchen, ask the chef if that's okay with him, because if you're a new waiter, yes, you don't know this and you don't know. Once you get some experience with the same kitchen chef, with the same kitchen, you will know exactly what goes good and what goes not good with the kitchen. And of course you can advise your guests right away. If they want this and you tell them, nah guys, you know what, we cannot prepare that because we don't have this, and we cannot do that because of any whatever. But at the beginning it's always good if you ask, because the chef feels that you respect that his authority, that he's the one, that he says, yeah, that goes good, and we prepare that, and that's not gonna happen, we're not gonna do that, and that's it. So ask. Very, very important, guys. You have taken the order, you have done everything right, you repeat it, they confirm it, you have gone to the computer, you have punched everything in, but you have a lot of stress, and you just shit the order in the kitchen, and you go and do your job. But you have forgotten one modifier, or you have forgotten one salad, or you have forgotten a main course. You don't know, the food comes to the table, one plate is missing. Why? Go to the computer, you check it out, okay, you have made a mistake. Now the guests are pissed. They will give you a really hard time, because nobody likes to watch everybody else is eating and they don't have nothing to eat, and they order something and you forgot it. So they're gonna give you a hard time. The kitchen, because you have to run right away to the kitchen and tell them, hey, you know what, I made a mistake, I need this on a fly. The kitchen will be pissed off because they have a lot of other things to do. They don't have time to fix your mistakes. They're gonna give you a really hard time too. And then of course your evening is gonna be not a pleasant and successful and profitable the way it should be. So after you have punched the order in, take 5 seconds to control everything. Count the appetizers, count the main courses, make sure the modifiers are down, and then you ship the order to the kitchen. Take 5 seconds, control your order, and then you ship it to the kitchen, because that way it could be a disaster. Just 5 seconds can turn your evening into a disaster. So, couple more points. I remind you to subscribe to the channel and like those videos if you like it. If you're not, put some comment, let me know what you don't like, guys. And of course, just stay active. Like, comment, whatever you want. Let's do this together, because it's important that I know what's your feedback, what you like, what you don't like. And yeah, we can do it together. It's gonna get better. We can make our life easier, make our life beautiful. I wish you a pleasant day, make a lot of money, stay out of troubles, and I'll see you soon. Peace.